to ensure that they become a millionaire. And not only a millionaire, but a multi-millionaire.
This year, blessing, money, testimony. Go to follow.
Welcome to Journey to Generational Wealth. I'm Laura, your Journey Accountability Partner. I'm sure you're wondering, who are you? And what do you know about establishing generational wealth? Well, let me clear up your questions. I'm a single mother of an almost 2-year-old, and I've set things up for my child to ensure that they become a millionaire. And not only a millionaire, but a multi-millionaire. We will get into how as we navigate through our journey to generational wealth. As a child, I had the great honor of knowing the matriarch of my family, my great-great-grandmother, whom we affectionately called Mother. She was a multi-acre landowner and a homeowner, and she was only one generation removed from slavery. Crazy to think, I know. Anyway, she instilled in my father the concept that every generation should surpass the last, meaning each generation should do better than the one before it. She also instilled in my father the importance of working hard and getting an education, which she was not afforded the opportunity to have. She also told him to have life insurance. She believed that at minimum, a person should be able to bury themselves when God calls them home. It's amazing when I think about all the financial wisdom she passed down to my father, considering the time in which she grew up. She was an extremely wise woman. My father passed those same concepts down to me, and they have definitely stuck. My father also told me in my late 20s to start putting money in my 401k to take care of old Laura when I retire. I can't believe he called me old Laura. My maternal grandmother passed away when I was a toddler, so unfortunately, I don't personally remember her. But my mother was gracious enough to tell me several stories about her and the type of woman she was. My grandmother believed that it was important to leave a financial legacy for your children. While I don't know if she left my mother any money, I do know she left her a house, which was fully paid for. A house my grandmother paid for and owned herself, even though she was happily married to my wonderful grandfather. I'm truly blessed to come from such strong and wise women. My mother carried the same belief of leaving a financial legacy to the next generation as well. She also taught me the importance of being financially secure and staying out of debt. I remember as a child, while we were riding in the car, my mother would tell us we had a certain amount of money, and then she would give us a list of bills, and then she made us tell her how we would pay each bill, what we would have left over, as well as what we would do with the leftover funds. At the time, I thought the game was a little fun, but I also only thought that she was trying to ensure that we knew math. It was only as I became an adult and started thinking back about those car rides that I realized she was trying to teach us money management. In hindsight, I wish I focused more on those games and the things that she said during those car rides. After talking to friends and family, I realized that the lessons I learned while growing up regarding finances were not the norm. While I unfortunately have not always listened to the advice, especially the financial advice my parents have given me over the years, they remained with me, and I eventually started to put them into practice. Over the course of my life, I have made a number of bad financial decisions, which led me to be in a lot of debt, borrowing money from my parents, and being constantly stressed over how I was going to get out of the hole I dug myself in. During that time, I began to remember some of the financial advice and lessons I learned as a child, as well as the advice my parents continued to tell me, in addition to the information I received from reading books to get my financial life back on track. That has brought me to today, where as a single woman, I've been able to purchase 2 homes by myself. I was also able to turn one into a rental property for over 7 years, while I lived elsewhere and subsequently purchased my second home. I was also able to pay off over $82,568.43 in debt in the span of roughly 5 years. I'd like to say that that was all the debt I've ever had, but it's not. I can't remember the total amount of debt I previously had. Note, this was all credit card and personal loan debt. While I am proud of myself for paying it all off, I am disappointed that I was ever in that much debt. Do you know what I could have done with $82,568? I've also been able to save over the national average for my age in my retirement fund and save a nice amount in my emergency fund, which I've had to use on more than one occasion. So I've had to build it back up. With all of this said, I started this platform to help others not make the bad financial decisions I've made, as well as to encourage and help those that have create a strategy to get out of debt, build an emergency fund so that they can have some cushion, and eventually achieve financial security on their way to establishing generational wealth for their families. I believe that the knowledge I've learned through trial and error, as well as through books I've read, can help others. If you are anything like me, you can use all the help you can get. I plan to be open and honest, and even raw, about some of the financial foolery I've done. I can't believe I'm about to tell the world how stupid I was with my money. But if I can help someone else to not make the same foolish decisions, then it'll be worth it. Worth the embarrassment. The other day, I read an article that stated, according to a 2019 survey of consumer finance, Black Americans' median wealth was less than 15% of that of white families in the U.S. White families had a median wealth of $188,200 compared to $24,000 for Black families. That's ridiculous, considering the approximate amount that Black Americans spend annually is $835 billion. Billion, with a B, which outpaced the growth rate of spending by white families by 2%. The article continued to state that the median Black household worth was forecasted to be zero by 2053 in a 2017 report by Prosperity Now, an Institute for Policy Studies. Let that sink in. 2053 is approximately 30 years from now. So if we don't take our finances more seriously, then this could be a very scary and serious, unfortunate reality. However, it doesn't have to be. I'm still on this journey to generational wealth, so we will be on this journey together. As I learn something new, I will be sure to share it. My mission for Journey to Generational Wealth is to empower the BIPOC, Black and Indigenous people of color communities with financial literacy and guidance to embark on the journey to generational wealth. My vision is a world where every individual in the BIPOC community is equipped with the knowledge and resources to create lasting generational wealth, leaving a legacy of prosperity for future generations. My foundation is Proverbs 13:22, which reads, "A good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children." I especially selected financial literacy as a part of this platform because financial literacy is a critical skill that empowers individuals and communities to take control of their financial futures, make informed decisions, and achieve economic stability. However, in BIPOC communities, financial literacy has historically been limited, and access to resources for financial education has been extremely unequal. Well, I hope that helped you get to know me a little, and that over time you will come to be able to relate to me in some way, and that we can learn, grow, and support one another on this journey to generational wealth. Please like, share, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell so that you are informed whenever I post. Please also follow us on our other social media platforms for daily financial literacy, money affirmations, financial tips, and millionaire and billionaire words of wisdom, and more. I can't wait to take this journey with you. Have a blessed and prosperous day generational wealth journey, gang. Bye-bye.
This year, good news, giant, plenty balling. Go they follow, 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 follow.